I remember the day she got the call. I just remember her throwing us in her little car and screaming and crying and drove to our house. And I remember one thing. I don't even think she put it in park because I remember us all jumping out and, it was she'd gotten a call that our house was on fire.
Oh, wow.
So I remember not much about that day because we were immediately jerked into the next door neighbor's house. Mm-hmm. They wouldn't let us go out there or anything, but very, I don't even know how to explain, traumatic in a sense of a 12-year-old's brain.
Welcome, and thank you for tuning into the radio podcast of Voices of a Woman from Creative Encouragement Ministries. This program is dedicated to giving women a voice, a space to share their stories of faith, resilience, and how the Lord carried them through life's most challenging moments, empowering them to rise above their circumstances. My prayer is that today's conversation encourages your heart and fills you with hope for your own journey. Hi, I'm Leanna Wilson, your host, and you're listening to Voices of a Woman. My guest is a wife and mother and lives in Rockport, Texas. She was raised in Houston, Texas. She has a powerful story of God's amazing grace after facing traumatic events as a child. She currently owns one of the coolest, cutest coffee shops in South Texas area called Coffee Spanked in Rockport, Texas, where she welcomes everyone that walks through her door with a beautiful smile and open arms. It's a great place to hang out, talk, and play games, and there's even a small room around the corner from the main area that is used for Bible studies, prayer meetings, and fellowship. My guest today is Brenda Bierd. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Well, I am honored to have you. We met through your amazing coffee shop.
Yes.
We just sort of stumbled upon it one day and fell in love with how cute it was. And
Thank you.
We fell in love with you and your husband.
Thank you.
And we have been honored to know you.
Thank you. Same here.
Well, thanks for coming in. How are you guys doing? Y'all just actually did a little bit of traveling.
Yeah, me and my husband love to travel. We have a small motorhome, so we just go everywhere. We've been just about to every state in the United States.
Amazing. Y'all just came back from New Mexico, correct? Oh, wow. What were y'all doing there?
Well, we have a home there, so it's just incredible. The mountains, the air, it's just wonderful. And I've seen just about every type of animal you can see in Ruidoso.
Wow,
yeah.
That's cool.
Everything but a moose.
Well, it's also, I'm sure it's really refreshing during the summer.
Very, very. We rarely turn on the air conditioning. We just open all the windows.
Oh,
and
so nice.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Oh, that is wonderful. Well, I am so glad that I caught you. When I was texting you, hey, can I interview you? You said, yes, I'm in New Mexico, but I'll be back in time. So I'm so glad you came into the studio today. It's an honor to really hear your story.
Thank
I know
you.
that just as we've sat down here and there at the coffee shop, you have shared your bits and pieces of your story, and I'm really excited to hear it today. So you were raised in Houston, Texas. What was going on during that time when you were just, early years when you were being raised?
I just remember a regular family, my mom and dad. I don't remember a lot before my age 12.
Okay.
I don't know if I just blocked it out because of the trauma, but I just remember riding my bike, being a little kid.
Just going through
with my
life.
sisters, helping take care of them.
So you are the oldest of, is it six girls? Oh, wow.
Yes.
Okay. How is that?
Well, my dad had to build his own bathroom out in the, in the back because, back then you only had one restroom.
Right.
And so me and the girls took it over. Poor thing,
Bless your dad. I'm telling you, he's probably like, what was I doing thinking to have 6 girls?
I think he just kept trying for the boy. Or, back then, they didn't have birth control.
Sure.
So if you weren't pregnant, you were getting pregnant.
Right. Right. So I'm sure that was a lot of probably drama for your dad of the 6 girls.
But you're usually closest to the closest to your age. Mm-hmm. So you don't remember a whole lot about the little ones, except for feeding them and taking care of them. But the closest one to you is your next to your sibling.
Gotcha. And is that the one who you're closest with?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. My sister Terry and I are only a year and 11 days apart.
Oh, goodness. So your mom was having stair-step children.
Oh, yes.
That was a lot going on. Now, how was that on your mom and your dad with 6 girls?
I don't remember a lot about it. I really don't. when I talk to my sisters, they remember so many things that I'm like, I just blocked it out. And I always felt like I should know more because I'm the oldest or remember more, but I don't.
I wonder too, I mean, I'm the oldest child in my family, and there are things that my younger sisters remember. And when we were having some hard times in our own family, I think I blocked those out. Being the oldest, I wonder if it has something to do with being the oldest sibling. You feel there's a responsibility there, or you're hit in a different way, I think, when trauma hits.
Yes.
Like a protector over the younger ones.
Maybe so. I hadn't really thought about it.
Yeah.
I just knew it was a lot of hard work.
Sure. So what was going on now? I do want to ask you this. Were you raised in church or knowing about God or anything like that?
Oh, yeah. I remember not so much with my dad. He was an alcoholic and he smoked, but my mom always had us in church that I can remember. It was after she passed that my dad gave his life to the Lord, and dropped everything, alcohol, cigarettes, and
so it was a dramatic change for your dad.
Extremely. Yeah, extremely. In fact, it just took him over. It was like we might have just lost him too. We might have because he just totally checked out. It was me and my sisters that took care of each other.
Wow. So we're going to go into that now. I always send out a pre-interview questionnaire, and these are just information I want to know about you, what you want to share. And this really traumatic event happened that changed the trajectory of your family, from the age of 12 for yourself and your sisters from there on out. And I remember you sharing this story with me a few years ago, and I was really impacted by it because I thought, wow, that you just don't hear that every day. Yeah. It was something extremely traumatic that happened to you and your family. So let's just go back to that time. What was going on?
Well, it was in the summer. I believe it was July, and me and my sisters, the two that were with me, our age, we would always go a couple blocks away and play at my aunt's house. And I remember the day she got the call. I just remember her throwing us in her little car and screaming and crying, and drove to our house. And I remember one thing, I don't even think she put it in park, because I remember us all jumping out, and it was she'd gotten a call that our house was on fire.
Oh, wow.
So I remember not much about that day because we were immediately jerked into the next door neighbor's house. They wouldn't let us go out there or anything. But very, very, I don't even know how to explain traumatic in a sense of a 12-year-old's brain.
Shock.
Yeah. And then I remember the things I remember is after it was my mom and my 4-year-old sister that passed in the fire.
Oh, goodness.
The other two, my two youngest today, were in the fire, and actually one of them burnt. One of her whole legs is burned, and the other one, she was almost blinded for a couple months because the fire got so close. But miraculously, a neighbor of ours, he happened to be home, and he was young, so probably 30, same age as my parents. He ran in and grabbed the first two bodies he could, which is my two youngest sisters today. He couldn't get back in, and they found out that my mom, my 4-year-old sister, had climbed under a bed, and my mom went after her, and they never made it out. And I just remember bits and pieces of being taken to the hospital and my dad being wheeled to us and telling us that we had lost your mama. That's what he said.
Wow. How did that fire start? Do you know?
You know, from what I can remember, Daddy had just put a new air conditioner unit in, and something sparked in it. Something happened, lightning or something that I don't think they really even know today. I mean, I would.
So is that something that I'm sure that weighed heavy on your dad's mind?
You know, like I said, he checked out. Wow. I mean, he might as well have died that day too. He was never the same. And the hardest part, too, I don't know if I'd ever told you this, was my mom was 9 months pregnant with a little boy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that was really, really traumatic, especially for him.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, was this during the day when this happened?
Yes, during the day.
Okay.
I remember it was hot and sunny outside.
And so this was something that they obviously happened so quick that they didn't have time to get out of the house.
No, they didn't. Or it was a closed casket, so I don't know if they were burned or they smoke inhalation. We just don't know. There's so many questions that have never been answered for us. And it leaves, especially when you don't see your mom and your sister ever again, it leaves you to question, are they really dead? Did they really die? So that's why I've always thought it's important. People go, I don't want to go to a funeral. I don't want to see them. But, it's a closure thing. It's kind of important for you to see them.
Yeah.
It really is, to get that knowing filled in there for you.
Well, I mean, my husband had studied as a chaplain, and he said that's honestly the most important thing is having a funeral, having a service, bringing closure to the family.
It's very important.
Because if you don't get closure, like you say, it's almost like an open-ended story that's never ended, and you're like, where does it end?
Yeah.
Are they there? Did they just decide to up and go someplace or something like that? I mean...
Yeah, it's really strange. And back then, I don't know, I say that because I'm old, but you didn't get any counseling.
Yeah.
Nobody talked to you. It was like she was there one day and the next she wasn't, and then you just live your life. And it's my mom and her sister were the closest because they were only about 2 blocks away. I don't think we ever saw my aunt again.
Really?
All your family leaves. The woman, to me, is the one that holds the glue, plans the outings, plans the parties, plans this, plans that. Nobody ever again included us in anything.
Really?
And they disappeared completely.
Just from your life?
Just everybody on both sides.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, so me and my sisters were pretty much just in the house. It was still summer, and while Daddy went to work, and we just took care of each other in the house, and that was it.
And then all of a sudden, there's this immediate vacancy there that there's no mom who was very involved in your life and a very central part of your life.
Yes.
And it's gone. We don't talk about her. Did you ever have...
No, he wouldn't talk about her. Nobody would talk about her.
Oh, wow.
I know. And I think today some of our issues, I know me and my sisters, the ones that's left of us, one of them died domestic violence several years ago. But so there's 4 of us, and I think we all have mental issues. I know we do. It's by the grace of God that I've been able to move forward,
Yeah. There's a lot to be said about not dealing with mental health or grief. Grief it's a tricky thing. And do you find that maybe in your life from, all right, you're 12 years old, you're developing, you're going into becoming a teenager, hormones, all this. And then, I mean, how does that develop you into a young adult, an older teenager?
It doesn't. I mean, it does give you, say, I had 3 girl cousins that were all 6 months older than me, and they all had to get married. So you know what I'm saying? And I was not promiscuous or anything. I was even a virgin when I got married because I didn't want to embarrass my dad. If I'd have gotten pregnant, it would have made it look like he didn't, teach us right or, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, we hid things like when we first started our period, we were embarrassed. It's funny, what that is, even if it's not talked about a lot. Yeah, you just get by. Survival.
Right.
Women are strong. Girls are strong, and you just live day to day and just...
Without really dealing with anything, because this is, it's so vital. I'm really glad that the day and the time that we live in, that we are like, hey, we need to deal with the grief. You need, number one, you need to grieve. And number 2, having somebody there to walk with you through the process. Do you think your life, or you would have felt better mentally, emotionally, had someone been there to walk with you in that process?
There was times I wish my dad, he was confused and he'd get angry sometimes and throw out things. I just probably need to have y'all separated and somebody else take care of you. And I wished he had done that. I really do. Yeah.
So what was it like for y'all growing up with him after that traumatic event? What was that with y'all's relationship with him? Was there even no relationship at all?
Not really. He had a relationship with the 2 younger girls. that was his babies, especially my younger sister. She was only 2 when it happened. So, me and my sister Terry and Karen, though, we did not, it was like we didn't really exist, actually. Yeah.
Wow. So what do you realize, I guess, as you were getting older, the reality of all of that? Did it hit you at some certain point in life that this really happened? I've never really grieved and I'm hurting.
I think, believe it or not, I think I'm still going through that. You never, when you have such a neat mom, you never get over her. There's not a week that goes by that I don't think about her and miss her. And it's been 55 plus years.
Wow.
Yeah. So, it's getting closer to 60 years, I think. But you always miss her, you know. The youngest 2 didn't know her.
Sure.
You know, when you're 2 and 4, you don't ever remember that. They got a different mom.
So then your dad, did he remarry?
After 4 years.
Okay.
Yeah. It was terrible. It was horrible. Yeah. Okay. She had 4 children of her own, and that's the only thing she thought about. So, in fact, the day they got back from their honeymoon, she wasn't there, and there was a note on the door with all of our chores, and it was that way every day. It was very hard. She was not a loving person, and it was hard, very hard. So me and my sister Terry, we were pretty much kicked out of the house by we were 15, 16.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, because it was...
Where did you go from there?
I slept on so many people's couches. Yeah, I just, wherever somebody had let me stay for a while. Then I met my first husband when I was 16. Yeah, I married the first guy that came along just to
get out.
Yeah,
right?
just to survive.
Point of survival.
Yes,
yeah.
And my sister Terry did too. Of course, those didn't last, you know. But that's the way it was. You just we were in survival mode our whole life, I think.
Yeah. It's amazing how one event can just change your life.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Mentally, emotionally, physically, in every respect. And then you get another woman that comes into the picture that has no compassion or no, regard for you or for your mother.
Right.
And
there was no pictures of my mom ever in the house again. And there were pictures, but they were of her children. My dad never caught on to any of that. I don't know if he didn't care or I don't know. I don't know what the deal was.
2 separate families living in one house.
Yes.
Yeah, these are your kids and these are my kids.
Now, like I said, the 2 youngest, my sisters Sherry and Barbie, were pretty much accepted by her because they were so little. So they were raised by a different lady, and they're different today because of it.
So as you were going into early adulthood, of course, you got married really young. How was that affecting you as you kept going, early adulthood, going into your 20s, maybe early 30s? How was that still affecting you really traumatically? I mean, I know you're still dealing with it today, but how was that when you were younger? You
know, when I married my first husband, I knew it wasn't right. I knew it wasn't going to be good, but I married him anyway. And, you get that puppy love. First 2 or 3 years was okay, but then after that, he was very abusive. And
did you have children with him?
I had all 3 of my children with him.
All 3, okay.
And we were married for 10 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What was life after that? I mean, did you leave him? He left you?
Oh, yeah, I had to. I had been talking to a counselor on the phone, and finally he told me, you need to get out or he's going to kill you.
Oh, my.
Yeah, and because they don't normally do that. They try to encourage you, and all this time I'm in church, and he would make fun of it, like, oh, look, they're in the back of the church smoking, like that was going to send them to hell. I mean, he was very judgmental. He was one of those that's seen all, done all, knows everything kind of guys. So we never had any friends, really, because people couldn't stand him. So
pride and narcissism, kind of,
yeah. So
your mom took you to church, right? Was that when you were introduced to Christ, or did you have really a come to Jesus moment as you got older?
I had a come to Jesus moment at 14.
Okay.
Actually, my dad was the camp counselor for church camp. And I remember the preacher was a young preacher. And I remember I hurt myself to get down to the altar when there was an altar call. I was like, Jesus, don't come back before I get down there. I remember it like, yeah, praise the Lord.
What was that like after you really came to know the Lord? I mean, was that helping you along with some of the traumatic things you'd gone through?
I want to say not really.
Mm-hmm. And you were young, too.
Yeah. It's hard to grow in the Lord when you're faced with so many obstacles.
Sure.
Yeah, I knew He lived in my heart then. But it was still, and that's when the devil will attack you like crazy. So it was still very hard. I remember that year, too, that I already knew how to do things like I do in the shop. I was born to decorate, I think, because I remember I made my bed and put my little fluffy pillows and my Bible in there and everything, and I won Best Camper for that. Yeah. I always strive to please, and I've always strived to please people. I tried so hard with my dad, and it just didn't work. Yeah.
Trying to get that attention there. I need love. I need that love.
But I never did anything bad because I didn't skip school. And I had every opportunity to do bad things. But I never skipped school or anything. I was just scared. I don't know what I was scared of. But to this day, I don't like being alone. I mean, I can't. I can be alone for a week, because I love my solitude and that kind of stuff. But after that, I mean, I'm like, no, I can't handle it. Even, in high school, you get home earlier than the little ones. So I always sat on the front porch, on the front swing until they got home. I couldn't even go in the house. So, and I've always kind of been that way.
I mean, even before your mom passed?
No.
Oh, okay. It was afterwards.
Right. Yeah.
And maybe that fear of what happened to...
I'm sure it may have something to do with it.
Yeah. So as you got older, I mean, you got divorced. You left this very abusive relationship.
Yes.
What happened next?
Well, when I left, I had to hide the children because he had made comments like, if I can't have y'all, nobody can, and that kind of stuff. So my sister lived 2 hours away, and I had to drive every night to go see my kids because she was keeping them for me out of town.
I see, okay.
So after work, I would go. Then I worked at a shuttle bus service at the airport.
Okay.
And was the foreman of the shuttle bus place where we got them converted to propane, things like that. And that's how I met Mike.
Oh, okay.
And wow, what a godsend.
He is really neat guy.
Yeah, he is. He really is. He's pretty great.
So what was that like, that introduction or that relationship? How did that blossom?
Well, I tried. After I met him, I tried to go out with other people after a while because I thought, this is too good to be true. I'm grasping at something because he's too nice. And you know how you always hear sometimes women who marry out of abuse marry right back to another abusive person.
Right.
So we went together for about a year and a half before I realized, wow, he's not mean at all. And I had 3 children. And when we got married, he adopted all 3 of them that same year.
Did y'all have any children together?
No, we didn't. We thought about it, and we were planning on getting my tubes reversed, that surgery. And then our oldest daughter got pregnant with a grandson, and go, there's our baby. That's all we need.
That's all we needed was a baby. That's so neat.
Yeah.
Well, I love always seeing y'all together. He's so helpful around
Extremely.
the shop, and he's just so attentive. And what a godsend, what the Lord knew.
I don't know what I'd do
needed.
without him today. I really don't. He is, what you see with Mike is what you get.
Yeah.
And everybody, this is what really was exciting for me. I said my first husband, nobody liked him. We didn't have any friends. My gosh, everybody in Rockport loves Mike. Everybody. In fact, they're calling him full time. Can you help me do this? Can you help me do that? He volunteers at Good Sam and all that. So very tuned into the, the community and our church that is there, Church Unlimited. We're there all the time. We love our pastor. Yeah, it's just like, still to this day, we've been together 43 years.
Wow. And
still to this day, it's like, God, what is it about the guy? I mean, everybody's Mike. He's always had that attraction.
Sure.
Big time.
Sure. I sense that gentle spirit. Now, was he a believer when you guys met? Okay.
He went to Catholic school. He was Catholic, but he wasn't practicing. He was sent to Catholic school when he was little in elementary school. But no, we kind of fell out of church. And, you live those lives at your late 20s and 30s, and, Jesus is always in the back of your mind, but he knows I love him. He don't.
We high five every once in a while. Yeah.
So one day we were driving on a Sunday, and I remember our youngest daughter goes, why don't we go to church? She was like 8, 9. No, we got married when she was 4, so it was before that. But anyway, and Mike and I looked at each other, and I go, yeah, why don't we go to church? So we found a good church, and we stayed there with it. And Mike, my pastor that I grew up with, where my dad had us all this time, my husband realized one night he needed to be saved. Said, yeah, you do. And so he called the pastor that I've known my whole life, and he wanted him to wait till Sunday.
To get saved.
Yes.
Oh, goodness. I can do it right now.
Yeah, what if he died before Sunday? So when Mike hung up, I was like, what? It made me fall out of love with him, because I thought he's wanting it just for the show on Sunday. So we had known of another pastor that was just as sweet as he could be. Mike called him soon after that. He said, sure, brother, let's do it right now.
Wow.
On the phone.
Oh, wow.
So Mike got saved, and
that's amazing, though. I mean, to think he's so hungry.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody called me and said, I need to know Jesus. And I was like, let's do it now. Let's talk to him now. You want to know Jesus? Let's get to know him now.
And he can pray. He's just wonderful.
That's amazing. Yeah. That's awesome. So did you guys start raising the kids in church? I mean, y'all started going?
We did. We did. They're not as involved in it today as I'd like, because I always had them in church when they were little. So I know in praying and knowing the Lord the way I do, I know they'll be back.
Amen.
Especially my young one, she goes to church and stays in church. But the oldest two, but I know the Lord's working on that right now.
Yes, that's good. Well, it's like you teach them when they're younger, and when they're older, they'll come back. Older doesn't always mean they have to be 90. Older can be tomorrow. Tomorrow you're still older.
That's right.
So they always say they're on their way.
Yeah.
Right? They're on their way. They're just making their journey, and their journey is a little bit out of the way than what we would think that it would be.
You've been listening to the radio podcast of Voices of a Woman from Creative Encouragement Ministries. Thank you for joining us for part 1 of my conversation with Brenda Bierd. Today, Brenda shared the heartbreaking tragedy that forever changed her life and how God's amazing grace began to meet her in the middle of unimaginable loss. In part 2, Brenda shares more of her healing journey, how God has used her experiences to help others find hope, and how creating a safe place for people to share their story has become an extension of the compassion He's placed in her heart. This radio podcast focuses on giving women a voice to share their stories and how the Lord brought them through challenging situations to live above their circumstances. For more information about Voices of a Woman, Creative Encouragement Ministries, and to listen to more radio podcasts, visit us on Facebook at Creative Encouragement and on Instagram at Creative Encouragement 247. You can also find us on YouTube and Spotify. Creative Encouragement, encouraging women and connecting lives.